southern Arizona police officer runs down a suspect.
Phoenix police officer asking for his job back. He kicked a man's teeth out.
New developments in the firing of two Denver police officers who beat and pepper sprayed a group of women.
The local gas station owner suing two Denver cops, saying they punched him while he was handcuffed.
The Cleveland Division of Public Police engages in a pattern and practice of using excessive force.
This video of Buffalo police officer hitting a man with his baton is raising new questions.
There's been a sea change in law enforcement. We need to be transparent until it hurts.
You need to get on the street or you will be subject to arrest.
We have now people that don't trust police and they even hate police.
You're never going to completely eradicate use of force. Bad guys don't want to go to jail.
You're going to get paid. You're going to get paid. Do it now. Do it now.
The images are powerful, but by themselves, do they distort the bigger picture? I'm Charlie Krausen with this In Focus special report. ABC 2, along with 21 Scripps investigative teams and our National Bureau in D.C., requested raw numbers from law enforcement agencies across the country. Our 5-month investigation found use of force by police is not necessarily on the rise nationwide. First tonight, you'll hear from our team of reporters stories from across the nation, and what we've discovered shows there is a critical need now for a standardized use of force tracking system. At stake, the fragile relationship between citizens and police officers sworn to serve and protect.
It is impossible to forget the last moments of Eric Harris's life. Tackled to the ground, then shot by Reserve Deputy Robert Bates.
I think to myself, why did this have to happen, and how much longer will the citizens of America put up with it?
Andre Harris is Eric's brother.
Just because you got a badge and a gun, and you can, don't mean you should.
Eric's death led to manslaughter charges against Bates.
What do we want?
Justice! Sparked protests and a grand jury investigation, eventually leading to widespread change at the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office.
Does it really have to come to my brother dying to know that there was a problem there the whole time?
Tulsa Police Chief Chuck Jordan has taken steps to bring his numbers down.
Every class of rookies, every in-service training, we're emphasizing de-escalation.
TPD records show in 2014, officers used force 564 times. In the first 5 months of this year, 213.
I think we're realizing that we don't have to be as heavy-handed, nor should we be as heavy-handed.
Get on the ground, take your hands out of your pockets.
Damn, with the gun too, though. The guy got a gun. Wow, you're tough. You're a real tough guy.
This deputy came armed with a canine and a gun after a group of men were stopped for hopping a lowrider in the middle of the street.
I'm like, wow, like all this for hopping a car? I couldn't believe it.
Why am I being detained for? Phone down now.
Luckily, we had a video. So if we didn't have this video, we wouldn't be standing here right now.
If at any point you're having a conversation with somebody, is it necessary to push them to the ground and hit them?
Brandon Schreiber is the guy in this video getting shoved by Denver police officer Choice Johnson, whose 30-day suspension was recently overturned. The city is now appealing that decision.
An officer who is trained, very well trained to manage situations far more intense than that, should not need to use that type of force.
The reality is there are officers who use force inappropriately, and we need to deal with that.
Then there was Tamir Rice. On November 22nd, 2014, the 12-year-old was shot and killed by Cleveland police.
My son was a baby, you know, innocent, too young to even understand what's going on.
Police can use deadly force where the police have probable cause to believe that the suspect poses a threat of death or serious bodily harm to the public or the police.
This is terribly important. You know, police officers are given this awesome power to make arrests, to use force, and to take human life when it's legally justified. We ought to have data on that. There's no excuse for not having it.
Over the past 5 months, our Scripps investigative team of reporters dug into the use of force records from police agencies across the country. Scripps discovered that more than half of the agencies show use of force is actually going down, with just a quarter on the rise.
It's true in Overland Park, where police records there show a steady decline.
Baltimore is one of those departments leading the downward trend in excessive force.
And the Pima County Sheriff's Department may be headed for its lowest use of force for many years.
Phoenix PD's self-reported use of force has stayed relatively flat in the last few years, from 451 to a high of 525.
But compared to other large departments, is that good? Bad? Well, without reviewing every single incident, it's impossible to tell. For example, Detroit Police and the San Diego County Sheriff's Department each have about 1,000 fewer officers than Phoenix, but both have significantly higher use of force stats. Why? It's all in what they consider use of force. For the San Diego Sheriff's Department, in 2014, they counted 941 times when officers pointed a gun or taser. Phoenix police reported none because they don't track that as a use of force at all.
Police officers across the country and in our area know they're under increasing scrutiny.
We don't shy away from being looked at.
Local attorney David Robinson, a former Detroit cop, specializes in cases of force.
The advent of the video, that has changed the way that the public sees police officers in action, but it hasn't changed police officers.
About 99.9% of the time, we do it the right way.
If there's something that we're doing wrong, you know, we want the public to bring it to our attention.
We don't want our officers behaving that way. Our officers don't want to work with officers who behave in that way.
Tension between police and the public has been building for years.
If people don't feel like the police are there to protect and serve them, who then do you call?
Keisha Brown leads Baltimore's Civilian Review Board, one of more than 200 groups nationwide established to police the police. But as we've learned, each city has its own limitations.
We can interview witnesses, other officers, but the accused officer, it's voluntary whether they participate in the process or not. It's an outdated philosophy that doesn't allow for true independent investigations.
And it just takes, you know, one unfortunate incident to sway someone's opinion, oftentimes forever, about his or her police department.
Commissioner Kevin Davis says the relationship between police and the community they serve is not about percentages, rather trust.